You guys know by now who my picks are to win the Mae Young Classic. Deonna Purrazzo went up in the first episode. Great. Madison Rayne went down in the second episode. Kinda sucks, but WWE made it up to me twofold this week. Let's talk about the Mae Young Classic. What's going on, everybody? It's your buddy, it's your pal Spaz, next to YWC Reality Check, here with your Mae Young Classic review. I think it's episode 3, is it not? For September 19th, not the 9th. I can speak, I swear. 2018. Losing my voice. Just finished my NXT review, and yeah, if you want a good laugh, probably check out the comment section of that video, because I'm pretty sure made a couple people salty, but more importantly, had a whole lot of fun talking about that champion versus champion match with Pete Dunne and Ricochet. If you haven't seen that match, go watch that match. As I said, sort of been up and down with me in the tournament so far for who I picked going in. You know, Deonna Purrazzo was one I hope will go far. She's there. Madison Rayne was only there for one round, which is kind of a bummer. This week we have Kaitlyn and Toni Storm to talk about, and yeah, there's no real preamble this time around. Last year there was a lot of filler, and I haven't, not that it doesn't matter, but I haven't been watching the video packages as much. There hasn't been as much backstage stuff, which I like. It's just, you know, you start the show, you go right to the match, so I don't have anything to really preamble on. They did, as always, show some of the dignitaries from WWE that are there, which a lot of people don't like. I think it's one of those, like, hey, these people you know are here and think it's important, so you should think it's important, but it's one of those things, again, where if I didn't think it was important, I wouldn't be watching to see that they're also there. We had the likes of Johnny Gargano, Candice LeRae, Tyler Breeze. The Iconics were there supporting Toni Storm, which we'll get to in a minute. It's all good, but at the same time, I don't know. I get the people that are into it and say, like, it's a sort of breaking the kayfabe supportive type thing, and I get the people that are like, it's a little self-congratulatory. But going in, we got Kaitlyn, who's got her comeback going on. Good lord, she looks hot as fuck. On commentary, they made point of saying her workout company, whatever, I think it's called Celestial Bodies, because, I mean, her real name is Celeste Bonin. And I'm not going to be a child and go with the 100 jokes I could make there. And she was taking on Kavita Devi, who's their big signing from India, who was in the Mae Young Classic last year, and it's all good. She's absolutely showered with welcome back, and you still got a chance right from the get-go, which is good. There's no handshake in this match, which is fine, I guess. Kavita Devi is one of those people that I wasn't impressed with at all, really, in the Mae Young Classic. And when we saw her in the Women's Battle Royal at WrestleMania, she was just one of those people that was there on the NXT team. She looked really good in this match. Short, simple power maneuvers, which is good. It doesn't have to be super complicated, and if you can't do super complicated things, not saying she can't, I'm just saying this is what we saw tonight. But for people that can't do super complicated things, you shouldn't do them. If you're Brie Bella, you shouldn't do a suicide dive. I'm a fan of the Bellas, as you guys know. But if you can't do a suicide dive, maybe you shouldn't do a suicide dive. Kavita Devi, I'll give her all the credit in the world. As I say, she's there as a power player, per se, and she kept it to short, simple bursts of power type maneuvers. And it's all good. And Kaitlyn, Jesus Christ, it's Kaitlyn. Moving on. As I say, no handshake to start the match. Collar and elbow tie up and a face plant by Devi, and she follows it up with a side headlock. Snapmare, a lariat, and 3 leg drops by Kaitlyn. Kaitlyn's moving around. Kaitlyn, as much as I like her, the first time around, I think endurance was one of her issues. It definitely wasn't in this match. Backbreaker by Devi, a back elbow and a scoop slam. Kick in the back by Devi and an abdominal stretch, and she slowly modifies it into an arm bar when she gets her down to the ground. Arm drag by Kaitlyn, forearms and a shoulder tackle, back elbow by Kaitlyn, and a scoop slam. Anything you can do, I can do better is always awesome. She follows it up with a Kevin Owens style cannonball, which is really, really good. She's still using the spear, and that's how she gets the win in our opening match tonight, which is fucking great. Kaitlyn wins. I'm sorry, I would have guessed that 10 times out of 10. Kavita Devi's a great person to have around, and if you're going to have her sort of I hate to use this example, but it's the only one I've got. If you're going to have her on the NXT roster, sort of use her in that big show power player, you know, you want to put over a babyface, put them in the David and Goliath type scenario with Kavita Devi before they move on, she'd be good in that role. I don't care about seeing her in any sort of title picture, so I don't know. Say what you will about that. I mean, Kaitlyn with the NXT title would look so fucking good, wouldn't it? Jesus Christ. Anyways, Kaitlyn wins. She's going to take on the winner of tonight's main event, which is Mia Yim versus Allison Kay, but we are definitely not there yet. What we do have, right after Kaitlyn, because WWE's trying to give me the best heart attack possible, is the return of Toni Storm, who's taking on Ginny. Ginny is the fashionista. I mean, I don't care about that. As I said before, we go to the Iconics in the crowd, and there's definitely a huge sign of respect between Toni Storm and the Iconics. Oh, there's a Dave Meltzer joke in there somewhere that I'm not going to touch. Again, no handshake for this match either. Collar and double tie up in a shoving match, double arm drag by Ginny, which is it was an arm drag, but she had her by both arms and she had them crossed over, and I don't imagine that it makes the move any more torque, but I imagine that that's a really awkward move to take on your shoulders because of all the crossover involved. Anyway, side headlock by Ginny and an arm wringer by Storm, forearm by Ginny and a running boot by Storm, corner knee strike by Storm and a mic check on the turnbuckle by Ginny. Just brings her back. I think it was on the second turnbuckle. I could be wrong. Somebody correct me down in the box below if I am. Mudhole stomp by Ginny, kick to the back and a choke on the ropes, vertical suplex by Ginny and a seated arm and face lock. Storm works over the midsection, and we got some more forearms by Ginny. Surfboard by Ginny. Now she locks in this, she rolls into this surfboard like she's rolling into a pin. It was fluid as fuck. I don't know very much about Ginny. I think she was in the triple threat match that Toni Storm won to get the shot at Shayna Baszler when they did the big WWE NXT UK 2-day tournament type thing. I don't know much about her. I like her for what it's worth. I mean, I think it was like Ginny, Killer Kelly, and Toni Storm in that match. But now I'm literally trying to pull answers out of my ass, which is never a good thing. I like her. I like what I saw in this match more than I saw in that triple threat match, if that makes any sense at all. But we got this surfboard. This surfboard's locked in by a long time, and even as Toni Storm's trying to break out of it, like she doesn't have the arms locked anymore, so she just heel kicks her in the back of the head a little bit. Snake eyes by Ginny, boot by Storm, snap German release suplex by Storm was great, followed by a hip attack, and she hits the Storm Zero for the win, which is fucking great. Toni Storm for the win. Toni Storm is going to face the winner of Rachel Evers, and as I'm saying a lot in this tournament, please excuse me if I'm pronouncing this incorrectly, but Hiroyu Matsumoto. That's going to be a fun one to write notes for, isn't it? There's no short form of that. I mean, it is what it is. Toni Storm becomes Storm in my notes. Ginny becomes Ginny. Kavita Devi becomes Devi in the notes. There's no short form for Hiroyu Matsumoto, is there? WWE hates me sometimes. Karen Q versus XIA Li. Two people I don't know. Awesome. There is a respectful handshake between the two of them, but then we quickly realize that Karen Q's respect is incredibly sarcastic because she's basically a snarky bitch through the rest of the match, and I'm saying that in the best way possible. Crazy series of strikes to start. They talk about XIA Li being from China and Karen Q having Chinese heritage, but, you know, being a proud, you know, deep-rooted American as well. So they talk about the respect and disrespect and, you know, somebody from China and a Chinese person living in America. Not that it should matter. It's all one big, you know, we're all one big happy blue marble, are we not? Anyways, crazy series of strikes to start. Oh my god, excuse me. Trip by Lee, a slap by Q, corner beatdown by Lee, super kick by Q, snake eyes by Q, handspring, corner elbow by Q, kick to the face and a suplex by Q, and a low boot to the face. Full Nelson slam by Q and a neck vice that turns into a cravat. They trade some more strikes. There's a super kick and a spin kick by Lee, jawbreaker and a Samoan drop by Q, spiral axe kick to the back. Gets the win for XIA Li, and she will face the winner of... Oh, sorry, she won't face the winner of... We already know who she's facing. She's facing Deonna Purrazzo in the next round. I liked the little bit I saw of her tonight. You guys know who I'm supporting in that match. I'm just leaving it at that. Mia Yim versus Allison Kay, who apparently I've seen online, whatever. You guys know me. I fell off of watching TNA a long time ago. Is apparently Jade and Sierra, something like that. Anyways... They talk, extensively. The ladies and Michael Cole on commentary talk extensively about how these ladies have had a rivalry for years and they're frenemies. And I hate that term because it's one of those announcer terms that Vince McMahon probably thinks is really cute and really catchy, but it's just really, really lame. But sort of coughing and burping all over the goddamn place tonight. Sorry, guys. By the way, I reviewed 205 a little bit at the beginning of this year, and then I stopped. And then when the announcement came that 205 Live was going to move to Wednesdays, and, you know, you have this 3-hour shot of 205 Live, NXT, and the Mae Young Classic, people asked me if I was going to start reviewing 205 Live again. Well, first of all, it's the same show. They're just delaying the showing of it. Second of all, like, I don't review Raw for a reason. I wouldn't review a 3-hour show. So why would I review 3 1-hour shows? I'm reviewing 2 1-hour shows for you guys, because, I mean, the Mae Young Classic is awesome and NXT is NXT. But other than that, no, I'm not going to be reviewing 205 Live again. 205 Live, I'm sure, is doing great. I don't even know what they're doing. I know Buddy Murphy and Cedric Alexander are going to face each other in Australia, which is fine, I guess. Iconics, Buddy Murphy. Maybe we'll see Toni Storm there as well. All their Australians are heels except for Toni Storm, though, so how's that going to work out? Anyways, collar and a tie and they trade some body shots and mounted punches by K. Yeah, the reason I was saying that they were feuding before and in the past or whatever, they made a big point of some story about the first time they ever fought in the ring, one of them broke the other's nose, which is wonderful. Armbreaker by Yim, running apron kick to the chest, mounted punches by Yim, pounce by K. She hits the pounce, and K, she's bigger than Yim, but she doesn't look like a gigantic person. In the delivery of the pounce, anybody that remembers Monty Brown remembers what the pounce is. It's basically a slingshot side spear. Yim eats the apron face first, suicide dive by Yim, back fist by Yim, and she strikes the ring post. This is on the outside, and Kay, because I've just finished watching the Pete Dunne and Ricochet match on NXT, Kay immediately goes to work working the hand, so my notes, obviously, she works the hand like Dunne would, which is great. Mudhole stomp by Kay, choke on the ropes with a fish hook, and just fish hooks her with the pinky. She's doing the pinky thing when she comes to the entrance because she's vicious, but she's classy. And she uses the pinky to give her the fish hook while she's choking her on the ropes. It's not very classy at all. It makes me think she might be a liar. You know, stroke the chin, stroke the chin. Armbreaker by Yim, powerbomb by Kay, leg vine by Yim. They get into a shoving match. They trade some more strikes. Dropkick by Yim, backdrop by Kay, sunset flip, powerbomb by Yim was fucking gorgeous. Some chops, a discus lariat by Kay, and a double dropkick spot that knocks them both down. But Mia Yim takes her to the corner. They crawl up the corner. It's a little bit awkward of a setup. But the way Mia Yim wins the match, spoiler alert, but she wins. If anybody remembers Gail Kim's Eat Defeat, which sort of became it was Enzo's finisher for a little bit, wasn't it? He was using that on 205 Live. Remember Enzo? Oh yes. Basically, what Mia Yim pulls off here, and there's some name for it. It's like the hot lunch or some bullshit like that, which again, I could turn into a bunch of jokes, but I'm not, because I'm not that shitty of a person tonight. She basically hits what I would call a second rope tornado Eat Defeat for the win. And no, it wasn't perfect, but if you picture in your mind what they were trying to do and what a decapitating move that would be, I don't mind that it was a little sloppy. Anyways, Mia Yim gets the win. Mia Yim's a lot of fun. I hope she does cool going forward, but she's going on to face Kaitlyn in the next round, so I don't hope she does that good. I mean, the last two people we saw qualify here were XIA Li and Mia Yim. Unfortunately, both of them are going up against people that I really like in the next round. So, it's been nice to see you. It's been nice to know you. My girls are going to take you out. Probably not, because WWE hates me. This is a good show. I got two of my girls going on in the tournament to make up for me losing Ashley Rain last week. That's a good night as far as I'm concerned. Anyways, I've been Spaz, your YWC reality check. Subscribe up there. Talk down there. Start a conversation. Keep all these conversations going. Don't be a stranger. I will talk to each and every last one of you later, but for right now, I am tagging out. Darkness.